Sweet pea. Oh, you're such a dick.
We're live.
Every week! One of these weeks is going to be the week where you do that, and then wanted to in the worst way. Hey, everybody, welcome back to yet another Technically Speaking live show. I am one of your marginally annoyed hosts, Greg, and across the table for me this time, I have this turd burglar.
Wow, you went with that one?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's about the most PC thing I could say, because if not, it was just going to go off the deep end. But go ahead, tell people.
Love me!
Things that
The
I
show
wish.
is going to be off the rails today.
Oh, for sure.
I am Scott Peachy.
You are.
But it doesn't matter who I am. It
Because-
matters who's this guy.
Yeah, we are joined in studio for the
This
first
guy.
time ever. We have our first in studio guest joining us in the 1% studio. We have longtime friend of the channel, the very first sponsor that we ever had, Mr. Scotty Boombox.
This is
Yeah.
true. Very
So,
true. Hello,
welcome, man.
everyone. Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks
for
having me.
joining, man. I greatly appreciate it. I have known of you for years, but I have never actually had the chance to meet you in person. So it's just as much exciting for me as it is anybody else. Probably more exciting for me, let's be real. You know.
He doesn't actually care. He doesn't watch our channel.
No, he doesn't.
I don't watch anything.
You don't watch our channel. Thanks for the support.
More into haikus,
Yeah?
poetry,
Right.
street jam, slam poetry.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
yeah,
to-
the snaps. Mr. Snappy Fingers.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I could have taken that so many
I
different
know.
ways.
I wanted you to in the worst way. Not going to, though.
Pause.
Go for it.
No, I really don't watch this.
He's not going to watch us after this either.
No,
not.
probably not.
Probably
So each week we get together and talk a little bit about technology, and we usually have the chance to interview somebody special. And this week we have somebody in studio to talk about some of the cool stuff that you're doing, like in real life, that we can actually meet up with you and talk to you about. And I'm sure that we'll talk about some type of technology at some point. Though there really hasn't been that much that we haven't already talked about lately. You
Not
got- oh, you got-
technology related. No.
Yeah, no.
This is kind of going to start the show off on a
Yeah,
downer because
okay.
why not?
Sure.
Rest in peace, Stan Lee.
Ah, yes, man. Yeah, pour one out for your homie.
Oh, right on the carpet. Here, just. It's closed. Don't worry.
That's for you, Scott.
Yeah, man, Stanley,
So
that
heartfelt.
one sucks.
Yeah. But if you could have a run like that, I mean,
95.
Dude,
at some point you're just like,
heck of a run, though.
yeah,
Heck
I
of a
mean,
run.
what a run.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
He
single-handedly,
did
basically, all but invented the entire comic book genre, and created the most iconic superheroes and villains, arguably of all time, short of maybe two characters in the DC universe, Batman and Superman.
Well, the greatest villain of all time is Darth Vader.
Okay. I love Star Wars, so I can't even argue with you on
Yeah,
that
I mean,
one.
he's still the greatest
Yeah.
villain of all time.
Just caveat it by saying comic book.
Yeah, comic book villain. There we go. But I mean, Empire Darth Vader is by far the greatest villain.
That's
as
the
far as
greatest
I'm
villain
concerned. Yeah, Thanos is a close second though. Let's be
Thanos
real.
is
Thanos is a good villain.
BA. Like,
Yeah.
I love me some Thanos.
Yeah,
That's
and I'm
dirty.
who's Thanos?
Come on. Are you serious?
See the guy with the jewels? you got that sig glow?
You are a... God, I am so
just kidding.
excited to have you as a guest.
I'm kidding.
we're about to get rid of our guest in about 10 seconds.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
Get out.
appreciate it. Click. Yeah.
Can't
so,
hang up on you in this one. You're literally in the middle. Did not think this through.
Womp womp.
Oh, crap.
So yeah, man.
Well, rest
Stan
in
Lee,
peace,
that's a bummer.
Stan
Yeah,
Lee.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's sad. I got a bunch
It's
of
weird
people-
having a third in the studio. I'm not sure what to do with you yet.
It's dynamic. I know.
I know, because we normally just kind of have the banter back and forth, but I don't know what to do
just
with
yell
you.
at each other.
Do you have a wide angle lens on this now, so that to get us all in?
Well,
Or
I
is
mean,
it just
no,
to
look-
get me in, we have to have a wide-angle lens.
I wasn't.
Big body Cadillac.
Oh yeah.
It's not so much here, but it's
Here.
yeah.
Do you get the joke? Did he explain?
It's a
it
fat
accurately?
joke.
Yeah, I thought the joke was that he drives a Lincoln and yet he calls himself a big body Cadillac.
Wow.
But
Oh yeah, you just
Just
got
coming
called
straight
for
out
that.
the
Yeah.
gate.
I know.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Well, you're big body Cadillac. I'm little body Cadillac.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I
You
drive
actually
it.
have a Cadillac tattoo.
He has a Cadillac vehicle.
I have a Cadillac vehicle.
I thought you had a Cadillac tattoo.
No, but I decided against it last minute.
Oh, I knew you were supposed to get one.
Yeah, I was supposed to get one.
Not that I'm like watching your body.
It's
or
still on
anything.
the list. It's on the list.
Did I get weird?
Yeah. No. Here's a new one. Look at that one.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh.
Mom with a blade through it.
I like that.
Where do you go?
She texted me back and she said, "Is that because I broke your heart?" And I was like, "Mom, you don't get this.
No,
Forget it. It's not for you anymore, Mom."
that's my other mom.
I go to. I see Bisou at Sacred Hand Tattoo,
Oh, okay, yeah.
just south of Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know exactly
so
what
real
that is.
talk.
Mhm.
I have been trying desperately for someone. Okay, so first of all,
Oh, I can't wait to hear where this is going.
Okay,
Because I
so-
have no idea what he's about to say.
I love Baymax.
Betamax.
No,
No.
Betamax. Baymax, the big character from Big Hero 6.
Oh yeah.
The big
Again,
white
you're gonna,
fluffy
these
guy?
These kids and their cultural
I know, right?
references.
You have children.
Betamax.
Do they watch movies? Do
I
they
was
have
more
they
of a
heard of
Sony
Disney?
mini disc guy myself.
I was like, you
but-
said Betamax, and I was like, I think we're on two different subjects at this point.
So you know who Baymax is?
Yes, the big white inflatable
Yeah.
superhero.
So I have
guy.
an obsession with him,
Oh.
and I want to get Baymax.
Unhealthy obsession.
I want to get Baymax tattooed on me.
Do you have another tattoo right
I
now?
have multiple tattoos
Okay.
on me. Yeah.
How many are you up to now?
Counting the cover up, 3.
So you're counting
Oh,
two
yeah.
as one? You have like one tattoo.
Yeah, but it's
minus
kind of
one.
like
Okay.
there's a cover. This one's covering up something
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Technically, I
you're
have
fair
3
game.
then.
Yeah. After like the first couple, anything's fair game. You can get a tattoo of anything. If that was gonna be your first tattoo, I'd
No,
be
no, no,
like,
no.
I don't know if you understand tattoos.
This is gonna be a great show where everyone
Oh, we're gonna
craps
be all
all
over
over
the
me.
place.
I love this. I am
I
so happy that you are a guest. Why?
I
How do I
love
delete you
tattoos,
out of my
man.
phone?
Tattoos are so addictive.
Anyway,
like after you
so
get one,
Baymax.
Yeah.
I need someone to
So
help
we
me
can
design
get-
it
So what are you gonna like? Where?
on my arm.
All right. I'm
I
game.
needed to take the whole arm.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
that's gonna be a big tattoo.
Thick. It's gonna be thick.
So hang on, I gotta call it the fact that so we got a whole bunch of people in the comments that are just dropping stuff in left and right. Banks 034.
Oh, that's Ian.
Yeah, what's going on, buddy? Happy
okay.
to have you.
He was going to come to the live show and be a studio audience, but his thermostat was not working.
So he says, Scott, best believe I fixed that thermostat.
Of course you did.
Of course he
See
did.
you working.
Mr. Orrin Hancock. in the
Oren!
audience.
I
Good to
got to
have you,
see
buddy.
Oren last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have a fresh cut. I was looking shaggy.
Yeah.
I was looking
Yeah.
like I actually had to trim this down too.
Scott P with the fresh trim, he says. Mr. Andrew Hatchett's also in the audience. He says, great opening line, which I love. I mean, yeah, that's par for the course for us. Mr. Mayer's in the office and
In the office.
in the office, in the comments. He's also in his office. Mr. Mayer, welcome. And Cameron Corey
Thick!
literally says,
Thick! It's so
Minutes-
thick!
minutes before you did. Minutes before you did. He goes,
Thick!
and breaking elegance, what's up, guys? He says,
Are you
Betamax.
drinking my LaCroix?
Also,
You
breaking...
literally-
Well, that was a heavy pour. Make
Made
it
it weird.
professional. You made it weird. There you go.
Whatever lip backwash there was there, you just
Sucked it right
in.
Yeah.
Took it in.
So hot.
Thick.
So yeah, we're talking
The
about
show's gonna be a
tattoos.
dumpster fire today. My
We're
God.
just all over the place, man.
So,
All right.
can you
So-
think, you think they can design it for me?
Yes.
You have a person.
Mhm.
All right. So after the show, I need to get information about that person
Mhm.
because I've reached out to a couple that no one will respond. I think they think I'm kidding. Hey, I need a giant Baymax tattooed on my arm. I can kind of see how that would look a little weird.
Are you just gonna try to make your arm look like Baymax's arm, or do you want like his entire?
I want his entire body on me.
Okay.
Pause.
No need to pause. It's your body.
Gary, the everyday dad, welcome, friend. So glad to have you. He
Ga-
just makes a throwy-uppy face.
Gary, I am going to attempt.
Don't believe him. He's been saying this for weeks. Go ahead. Tell
I
me.
want to do it next week, but I haven't talked to Greg about it
Yeah.
yet. But basically, what I want to do is have Greg film
Yeah.
kind of one angle of me going into the freezer and me holding the GoPro.
As long as the wife is home, I'm in. You know I'll do it.
I want to do this.
Yeah. I think we should. Matter of fact, I would love to set it up so that you go in and do it, and then I would love to do one right afterwards.
Oh no,
I still haven't tried
Yeah,
it.
we'll set it up. We'll do it.
If you're thinking next week,
Are you gonna
Yeah.
be in town?
and you wait till Wednesday evening or Friday evening,
The day before Thanksgiving?
my whole family can witness you do this because they will all be here.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
That might be cool.
A little aggressive.
That's aggressive. It's an aggressive
But
pour.
we could do it Friday, and my sister and I could come watch.
I just need to get the video out because I have Gary's GoPro. I need to get it back to him.
Yes.
I literally have had it for months. You have no idea what we're talking about.
Have you ever heard of the
Thanos?
people that lock themselves
Thanos?
in the,
What's this Thanos character?
Have you heard of the people that lock themselves in the giant freezer that's like 181 degrees below zero?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Cryotherapy.
It
Yeah,
is
cryotherapy.
Oh, cryotherapy. I
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
cryotherapy is.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done that. It's awesome.
So he did it, and then
It's cold.
What does it do? What's the health benefits?
you get cold.
You get really cold. Makes your muscles more muscly.
It's supposed to
Okay,
help with
so Scott explains tech.
inflammation.
Here's how
Oh, yeah,
cryotherapy
Scott
works.
explains health.
So what happens is
See what
I
happened,
I
though.
get in there and so it's a 2-prong chamber. So you first get in and it's like 5 degrees to let your body adjust from whatever the temperature was to
Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit.
That sounds
It, like
absurd.
So it's 5
It is
degrees and it's
absolutely
really cold.
crazy.
So the more skin that you show, the better it is. So like all the little blood vessels in the veins go like this, so it pulls
It
all,
constricts your
yeah,
whole body.
whole body. It makes your skin nice and firm. So you got a
Okay.
nice firm grip of your skin.
Taut.
Some would
Yes,
say
yes.
taut,
Some
Okay.
say
thick and
thick.
taut.
Cool with that.
Right.
I have
So
multiple areas on my body. Where that.
basically it pulls all the blood into your central organs and it basically says, I don't want to die. Right? So you start to move around and so it
Like a
pulls
shock therapy.
right, so it pulls all the bad juice right out of your muscles. And
And puts it inside of your deeper organs?
Yeah.
Like pushes it deeper inside of you?
I don't actually know how it works. I don't think there's any health benefit at all, and this will be a great video when I make it.
Oh, I can't wait for it.
It's cold. It is really cold though.
James says he wants to see this, and
Oh, it'll be a video on the
oh,
channel.
I told him, I was like, oh, we will post that video.
I feel like there's a whole bunch of like these like therapy spa things that you could do. It'd be a
Sure.
whole series. Like you get the Chinese suction cups on your back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You
cupping.
do the salt float in the little.
Okay, so
Done
done
already.
already
All
done
done
that.
that.
The salt float is
Yeah.
not my cup of tea.
You don't like that?
No,
I
I, do
love
not.
it.
I
Greg
did
and
not
I
like
love
it.
it, though.
I did not like
I'm a
it
big
at all.
fan.
I can't quiet my mind that much.
That's the point, though. Like, that's the whole reason why you lock yourself in there, is so that you basically force yourself to face you and nothing else.
I
and
don't
then
want
you
that. I
learn
don't like
to
me.
quiet
That sounds-
your mind.
I don't
It's
like me.
Awesome. It's great.
It's
fantastic.
awful.
I have actually fallen asleep both times I've done it.
You could
I-
drown. You literally
No,
could
you
drown.
No, you cannot.
You can drown. There's
You
water.
can't flip over.
There's water in the tank.
There's 800 pounds of salt. You can almost sit on top of the water.
You're so concerned about drowning in a floating pool that you go into negative 180 degree to get
Yes.
I'm still
taut.
standing there. I'm getting taut.
taut chambers. What is this show about?
We don't know
week,
today.
This week, nothing at all.
Nothing. Why do you want to do this?
Everyday Dad says, you
just
tell
didn't
me
wanna go
when. He says, you tell me when, and I might be able to show up for it. They'll be in Cleveland next week.
Oh, we're gonna have to talk about that.
Yeah. I said, you have my attention, sir.
Yeah. Oh man, there's
Yeah.
something I think climbing
yeah.
down the stairs.
Yeah. Something climbing down the stairs better get their little bottoms upstairs and in bed before something bad happens.
I think the
children.
door's open and closed. Okay, well, see ya.
Guess we're done with that.
So what's the show about? Typically tech.
Well, tech
but
and-
let's. You didn't even know what Thanos was, so we're trying to bring this back.
Fair.
You know what a computer is?
What? Yes.
Huh? So
I'm kidding about what is the show about.
I know.
That was being
But
facetious.
my point is I don't know how. I don't know what to do with you.
Do you,
How
This
does
is
it
a weird
start?
show.
And start?
do you
No,
want me
this
to
is-
carry the show for you while you gather the few
No, I don't know
remaining
what
thoughts
to.
you have
I don't
bouncing
know
around
what
there,
to do
or-
with him because. So here's the
Well,
story.
here, let me show you how a professional does this thing. So, you're a content
Hey,
creator.
shut up a
on the
second.
side,
I'm going
right?
to tell you the story of
So-
how I know this guy.
Full time, yeah.
Yeah, no
Oh,
one
I
cares
like
now.
that. Let's start at the beginning.
Yeah.
You want me to do that? Go back way back and tell you how I know he's a content creator?
Please do entertain us.
This
and
man-
enlighten
this-
us.
This man is probably one of the most original content creators that I know.
That I will give you.
Right?
And you've created all kinds of content, not just YouTube videos, which you can be found at, quick plug,
Cop Tool. I currently host and produce, write, and edit for Cop Tool. And I'm a producer, a production director for Quentin Chandler Advertising on the north side of Columbus.
So there you go. There's the quick plug where you can find him. But that's not how I originally met you. You create content both visually, that's video and photos, as well as audio. You recently had a podcast called the Vulgar Parenting Podcast, which we will touch on. But you're actually a fairly famous musician.
I like that.
Fairly
famous.
Fairly
That's my
famous
tagline.
Yeah,
That's
fairly,
my LinkedIn headline.
fairly famous
Yeah.
musician. So you
Yeah.
have been.
I guess.
You've opened for some
Yeah.
legit people. Like I'm not making this up. Like everybody giggles, but you
Yeah.
have opened up for the likes of.
Killer Priest of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh.
Uh,
Yeah,
Okay.
like I'm not making it up.
the Rapture. I opened for Crystal Castles.
Yeah.
Wow, put me on the spot here.
Said nothing was off limits.
I forget. I just can't remember now. But yeah, a lot.
Dude,
A lot.
that's crazy.
I told you.
Girl
like,
Talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Play with
So
Girl Talk. Yeah.
absolutely love
Yeah.
Girl Talk.
Yeah.
A lot. Like a lot.
Yeah. So as Scotty Boombox, and then in my duo for there's a good run with Ocean Ghosts.
Yep.
And Ocean Ghosts did some big shows too. Toured.
Wow.
Was a weekend warrior.
You were.
Yeah.
That's
Piled all
nuts, man.
your gear in the Cadillac.
Yep. Toured in an old Cadillac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally a big body Cadillac.
Yeah.
When I first met Scott.
95 Sedan DeVille.
Yep.
Oh, it's like the old,
Cream.
old land boat,
Mahogany.
land yacht style.
It smelled of rich mahogany.
Green LED readout. Had the 10-bar EQ
yeah.
in the dash. You could 10-bar EQ it.
Wow.
It was sick.
Yeah.
It was a
So
sick car.
he is an original, like
Yeah.
OG content creator
Huh.
with
Mhm.
musical chops like no other.
Yeah.
He's actually done a lot of things, so I,
Yeah.
I gravitate towards Scott quite a bit. Where can you find all your stuff?
ScottyBoombox.com is where all my audio is. Podcasts are on hiatus ever since I took the production gig. Working on bringing that back, but you can find the Vulgar Parenting Podcast on iTunes and
I was on the show
Podbean.
once.
Yep,
Yeah.
you were on the show once. Yep, that ran for 25 episodes, and then I co-hosted a podcast called On the Couch inside the head of American Sports with Dr. Chris Stankovich, the sports doc, and we did a sports psychology podcast.
Oh, man, that'd be really interesting.
I was the every guy. I don't actually know anything about sports psychology, but and then yeah, now I'm just doing work for Quentin Chandler and Cop Tool, which is a tool review channel on YouTube. But I'm not a big tool guy. I just write and produce and help make it entertaining and fun and funny.
Which-
sound good.
That
They-
was actually my first interaction with you. I mean, it's kind of a one-way interaction, but like I had never even seen you before, and then Scott pulled up some of your stuff from Cop Tool, and I was like, "Oh, like this is a legit, like it's a great show. Like
Thanks.
you guys have
Thanks.
great camera presence. I
Yeah.
love the shots are tight, the editing is great.
Thank
I
you.
mean, yeah,
Thank you.
it's as a content creator, I could see like the hallmarks
you know,
of like
you know all the
man.
work that really goes into it. So that show's every Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time.
There you go.
And yeah, we're doing good. You know, we've grown the channel, which was a goal for this year. And,
Yeah.
and trying not to lose, you know, our minds just constantly editing like
Heck
you
yeah,
know,
man.
saw videos, like when
Yeah.
you're scrubbing the audio playhead on a saw all day. It's just yeah. So
That's enough.
yeah, it's a lot, but yeah, it's going really really well. I mean, we do We do a spoof of House Hunters called Crib Chasers for the Marsh Home Group.
That's
It's
hilarious.
a Keller Williams subsidiary, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word, but whatever. So we've done 6 episodes of that.
Really?
Where they take their actual clients and we write a script for them and we shoot them in their own home and we spoof it all. It's all, we're very good at parody. It's,
Yeah.
if you need something made fun of,
You're the guy.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So,
Really?
yeah,
I haven't watched that one.
So we do that. That's been mostly on Facebook, and
That would be one.
yeah, that's
Crib Chasers.
Crib Chasers. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh, so of the stuff that you've shot, like, what's your favorite like show or like bit to shoot for?
I would say that. So I've been able to, now that I've been there for a little bit and I have a little bit of actual like leeway. I think the most fun thing is when I get to work with my friends now. So I've got a guy that runs like the Midas in Hilliard.
Okay.
And I was able to go get him new tools, give him tools, shoot him using like the tools,
Yeah.
working with him, and then later, being able to like, I don't know, kind of empower him and say,
Yeah.
hey, here's this, you're in this awesome video now. And he's like a head technician, but that's something he would never get to do.
Sure.
And he gets free tools, like, Milwaukee tools.
Those are legit.
What you did there.
No,
Yeah.
seriously, Milwaukee.
Thanks.
That's
Oh,
good
God.
stuff.
I love their
Check
stuff.
him out at ohiopowertool.com.
Ooh, there.
But so doing stuff with him and then like being able to follow up and like seeing him get excited. So I'm working with Jason Brown right now. He owns Mezza Wine in Westerville. It's the only wine shop there, and he's a big maker. He's into like the maker scene. So last night I dropped off the 2 new like the DeWalt brushless and brushed 20 watt max jigsaws and the new Milwaukee 3-inch cutoff tool, and we came up with this idea like, what are we gonna make with this? And what are we going to shoot? How are we going to make this look awesome?
Yeah.
And really make a nice like I mean, you've seen some of like the DIY channels. That's like I like to make stuff, or crafted craftsmen or essential craft. All these guys that are making all this awesome stuff, and not shockingly, they're really good at their videos too, right?
Sure.
Like they make like a river table, with the rough edge and the blue epoxy and whatever. And they're all making the same thing. Like if I have to watch another cute couple make like like a Murphy bed, like kill me. But their video production is so up high, and it's like that's what we're aspiring to be. It's just keep improving, and then getting to work with my friends. That I like to make stuff with, and especially people that don't get to make this stuff that often, and they get to like, they kind of, like, I was,
heck yeah.
and then, I cut out all their ums and all their and then they look really cool on mine too. Which is the key. You gotta make your friends look good. So
I have one of my
Well,
favorite
that's why
stories to tell is almost lost the beer. Almost lost the beer.
almost on these
So
beautiful MacBooks.
one of our very first videos that we ever put out at all was Scott telling a story, and
A great story.
a great story. But so I started editing it, and this was again one of my first gigs with ever editing. And so all this, basically in the middle of editing, I figured out that all the stuff that I was cutting out was way more fun than the stuff that I was actually supposed to be editing for. So I put together this smash cut of just Scott being Scott, just random noises he would make and faces.
We'll show you.
Oh my god, it's
the show.
Easter egg.
It's
All
all-time favorite
Supercut.
piece of content I've ever done, without question. All-time favorite.
It is definitely the supercut.
Yeah.
Do we have it? We have it somewhere.
Oh yeah, I have it.
You have it.
I have
so like
everything.
after the show, we can pull it up
Yeah.
and you can see it. Okay.
Yeah. So a couple things, some housekeeping notes. Michael Daniels, as always, dude, you are way too kind to us.
Thanks, brother. We
kind enough
appreciate
to
you.
Donate $5 to the channel. You're way too good to us, man. We appreciate you very much. Breaking Elegance says you have great music on SoundCloud.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
And also he loves tools. So, I mean, what's not to like? You know what I mean? Content producer, loves tools. I mean, this guy's the complete package.
He really is. What you see, like, gotta come on our show. Gotta come on our show. It's literally blowing us off for like 3 months straight, and now he finally was like,
It's
okay.
more like figuring out when I can,
Brother.
I gotta get my jabs in. You guys went hard in the paint on me earlier.
Oh, we're just starting. I'll never be invited back again.
Yeah, you got that right.
Me either. Don't worry. He won't invite me back. He'll just come over, kick me out of the basement, and film the
Get
show by
out.
himself. Yeah. I'm sure.
All right, so I'm going to throw you a bone here. The reason why I came on the show is obviously because of our friendship, long-time friendship, like 10 plus years I've known you now. That's
God, has it really been that long?
Yeah, so you knew me before I even started dating my wife, which we all worked together.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that has been a long time.
And this August is our 10-year anniversary. So we've probably known each other about 12 years.
Yeah, we really have.
Yeah, we're also very, very old.
Yeah, we are.
Very old.
We are. Thanks for just
this guy's actually very,
awesome.
through all of his coarse exterior. Heart of gold. Heart of gold over here. He's extremely supportive. So, So we worked in higher ed together years ago, and I worked in higher ed for 15 years.
Same place?
No, I've run a cosmetology school.
Okay.
I ran a broadcast
Dude,
media
you have
school.
done everything.
I get really bored really quick. Just throw it away. So that's what I do with my career. So I quit my job and said I'm going to produce full time.
Yeah.
Probably a midlife crisis, but
Yeah,
that's cool. It's working out. So he was one of the first people that I talked about because I know he's always making stuff.
Yeah.
And some of the first words of encouragement that I was doing the right thing came from Scott. So that really meant a lot. I'm not gonna. Tears.
Bring it in close.
No, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
You love me.
Fool me. Oh, you got this beard oil going on?
Right, yeah.
Who sponsors this show? You're gonna need a beard.
Sponsor the
Can't
show.
even-
That would be Can You Handlebar, our good friends from up in Michigan.
Yes.
They've been kind enough to sponsor us with all kinds of wonderful beard products.
Fun
can
story,
tell.
and I probably shouldn't say this online live, but I'm going to. My mother, who owns her own shop, has actually said I would really like it if you reached out to them, and if they would be interested in sending some stuff down. Obviously, she would purchase.
Yeah.
She wants to sell their product in their salon.
Boom shakalaka, making it happen, man.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. But
That's
yeah,
so
it's
funny.
nice and soft, isn't it?
I'm
You're
basically
impressed
working
again,
on the
it's
same
okay.
hustle with my barber down the street. Down the street from where you live. That place that I go. Yeah, that guy was like, this is hard to carry on a conversation while you're rubbing his face. Oh my god, it was so distracting. But yeah,
neither one of us were going to flinch either. Neither one. I was like, go ahead. Bring it.
I was good up until like if he was gonna like start playing with your ears or anything like that. That's where I was gonna be like, okay.
We're only 28 minutes into the show.
Yeah.
We're really 28 minutes in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Time
Did you
flies
think it
when you
was-
have no agenda.
Yeah, we have none. 0. 2 weeks in a row, we're making it up on the fly. Normally we have some topics, but basically Techtober is over.
Yeah.
I didn't mean
Which
for that to
you
rhyme.
did there.
Basically, all the good tech
Yeah.
really comes out in October, really, really heavy.
Right before.
Before the
So-
holidays.
It's almost
but
like they
then
have a
it's-
plan.
Well, I think the
Some of the
Pixel
tools.
Slate launched today. Did it drop today on Google Store?
Yeah.
Available for order.
Available for order. I have seen it. I have held it in my hand. It is gorgeous.
Not worth it.
I still wouldn't
not
pick it.
worth
I
it.
would not pick it over the Pixel Book. If you have a Pixel Book, and I've talked at length with folks, if you have a Pixel Book, do not purchase the Slate. I'm talking to people specifically who are not watching the show. There's a guy named Jason, Big Jason.
Yeah.
You guys know Big Jason. Don't buy it. You won't listen, and you're still going to buy it, but don't.
I mean, there's
Ben, if you're watching, I don't think Ben's here, but Ben, when you watch the replay, don't buy it.
Ben,
if you
fits
do-
into that category of people that are like they're just the shameless Google fans, and that's fine. I get it. There are people that are shameless Apple fans too, and they're just gonna buy whatever the latest and greatest product is. But if you are like if you're not that into Google products, if you're not one of those people that just has to have whatever the latest and greatest Apple or Google is, it's not worth the money. They are overpriced. They are underpowered. I literally do not understand what the market is.
I won't go with that piece.
Which part?
I'm not going to
Overpriced and underpowered?
The tactic I'm going to take is if you have a Pixel Book, don't buy it because the Pixel Book is great. I love the Pixel Book. You love the Pixel Book.
I do. I love the hardware. I love the form factor. Again, software. Like that's the thing that we always come back to is that what good is spending even if it's half the price of a MacBook if you can't run anything on it?
Well,
kind of what's the purpose?
Well, then you get into the whole issue where Adobe Rush. We'll bring you in on it. Do you know what Adobe Rush is? All right. Adobe Rush is like this mobile first editing from Adobe. Essentially, it's like a really scaled back version of Premiere.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting just trashed everywhere.
As it
and
should.
it's only
It's garbage.
iOS right now.
Yeah.
It's not even Android.
Oh, that's why I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, so you as a professional content creator, like what planets would have to line up just so for you to go, yeah, I'll edit a video that I'm willing to like put my name on. I'll edit a video on a mobile device.
What would have to happen?
I mean, can you?
It would have to be like I'm on the road, I'm in a hotel at a conference, and I want to beat everyone else.
Yeah.
To get my stuff published first.
But what
'Cause
about
half
regularly?
of this is
you
half
just-
of this game is, being first.
Time to market. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why
it's like loose journalism.
Yeah,
You know. I mean,
Well, why wouldn't you just use a MacBook Pro?
I mean, I'm only thinking of if. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, right now I have an iPhone, an iPad, and a MacBook on me.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine that I would do it.
Ever do it on
I would
a
ever
mobile,
do it
yeah.
on a mobile, unless. Yeah, I just can't imagine.
This is my problem.
Exactly where I'm at too, man. I just don't see it being
This is-
practical.
Like,
This
if
is
I
not a-
didn't have a laptop, sure. If I
Sure,
was still
but that's like
operating my
an
OS
emergency
X
thing.
server.
Yeah.
This is my thing. Is like this doesn't have anything to do with Android or iPhone or Android or iOS.
No.
This is
That's
a
form factor.
like for me. It's I don't do tablets.
Yeah.
I'm not a tablet guy.
Yeah. Yep.
I would rather have the
Same.
ability. Yeah. So you're with me. I was like
I'm not a tablet person.
I don't my phone or my MacBook.
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That's all I need. Like I don't want to edit on a tablet. Like I have no.
Yeah.
I don't have a desire to even own a tablet to even edit on it. Now I have started to dabble in like Photoshop and Lightroom.
It's so funny that you bring that up because Ian just said I would love to hear Scott talk about his photo editing, especially how he removed people from the Green Guts picture.
I did. I finally did it.
Yeah.
I did it.
Though that one technique we were talking about, where
Yes,
you do the
like-
median, yeah.
Yeah, I could not figure out like so I'm really basic like really.
We're gonna we
Okay,
let it go.
Yeah,
We
thank
let
you.
it go.
I know. I knew that I could feel him singeing his eyes right into my face.
I can't wait to just cut the clip of you saying I'm so basic. I can't wait for it.
So
And
that
then
needs to
and
be
then and then
a
looking
gift.
apologetically around the room.
I was gonna say, I think that just needs to be a GIF
Yeah.
for the thumbnail for this video.
There were two people that were standing right here in the way, and so for the first time in my life, I was actually able to figure out how to edit them out. Now, to you, that's old hat. To me, I'm stupid. Like I didn't know how to do that.
That's gonna be another one.
Jeez.
To me, I'm stupid.
Perfect.
Under the GIF, it's
Yeah.
written out.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, that's the sound of my sump pump kicking on
Okay.
because it's
It's perpetually raining in
it's
Ohio.
perpetually raining. It has been
Actually, it's
it's
snowing
one of the
now,
most
so.
disgusting days.
If you wanted all
In the
the
history of
weather
Ohio.
of Seattle, but none of the joys of the Pacific Northwest, come to Columbus.
Yeah. That's the sales pitch.
That's the best.
Right there.
Columbus,
Gray.
Ohio.
We almost got Amazon.
At least we're
HD.
not Detroit. Sorry, I know that there are some
Oh,
folks.
man.
I think the beard guys are from Detroit.
They're from Michigan for sure. I don't remember if
Okay.
they're from Detroit. No, I don't think they're in Detroit.
Anyway,
I think they're
the
outside.
whole point is,
Still.
even when I started, like, I've done Lightroom stuff on mobile,
Yeah.
but not Photoshop.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine not having like a full keyboard with Photoshop
Yeah.
because of hotkeys.
Well,
and things
hotkeys and in mouse, like the one thing I do have to give Apple, the trackpad is
Massive.
incredible. It's incredible. Like the back in the day with like early Windows laptops and stuff like that, trying to use the trackpad with a stupid little nub in the middle of the keyboard. You know what I'm talking about? Like
The
it's
ThinkPad,
impossible.
the
Yeah.
ThinkPad.
It's impossible to be accurate at that thing. And one of the things that I think Apple has done incredibly well, and it's flown under the radar, and they haven't gotten enough credit for, is just how freaking good the touchpad is. The multi gestures plus just how accurate it is, and just the level of granular control you have over it is awesome.
I stopped paying attention.
I know you did, but you can't get that on. I mean, you get the multi-touch stuff on like an iPad or something along those lines, but it's not the same as.
Sketchy.
It is sketchy. It's super sketch. So
Yeah, and I'm trying to go mobile first with like recording, moment lenses,
Yeah.
and all that jazz. A lot of photography on my phone, which, by the way, it's great. It's still very, very good.
Yeah.
I've even said just really dumb comments about how it's
Not
going to
you.
replace like DSLRs and stuff like that, and I still believe that.
I don't
It's
think
close.
it's. I don't think it's going to replace. I think for your average consumer, it's going to replace the idea of like I have to buy an $800 camera. But the people like the everyday dads of the world that are into photography, like the people that are really
100%
into,
agree with
you're
that.
not. It's never going to replace that.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
It's the prosumer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would imagine I would even give you as far as the camera will reach up and steal some people that might otherwise have gotten a DSLR or a mirrorless or something along those
Yep.
lines. Even a fairly expensive one, I can see the camera, especially like the Google software that comes in and just does some magical stuff.
Like the night sight,
Yeah,
magic.
yeah, absolutely.
Holy crap!
So now you
That is
can
magic.
So now you can, with the same phone that you use that you're gonna carry on the rest of your life with, I can take a picture and then do all the editing. I don't have to have the camera or the laptop and the software to do the edits. The software just does it for me on the camera. That's a no-brainer. Like that's gonna sell a bunch of people, but it's not gonna replace it.
No, it's a prosumer target.
Prosumer.
Why don't you like that term?
I'm actually on video. I'm in a video that releases tomorrow where I have to say that word and I didn't want to say it.
Why?
I hate that word. Prosumer.
Yeah, it's.
Professional consumer.
Oh,
Just in case you
thank
wanna-
you. Now,
I
thank
finally
you
I
broke
put
it
two and
down
two
for
together.
me.
Oh
Yeah.
man, nailed it! Why do you hate the term?
It's fine. I don't hate it. I do. I hate it.
Why? It's
It's not a.
It's not a real word.
It's not
a word.
enjoyable to say. Prosumer. It sounds wrong.
Is it like moist?
Oh, I don't like that word.
That's. Everyone has their own moist word. For
Yeah.
me, it's not moist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your word?
Get out of my head.
Nice.
Yeah, right.
Butthole.
Really? You don't
Yeah.
like butthole?
Oh.
I think I remember this.
There is nothing worse than that word.
Than that word.
I mean, prosumer is a close second. Yeah, prosumer is like. Prosumer is the butthole of marketing terminology. You know? Like, whatever.
Oh,
it's like
man.
Ryobi's trying to be prosumer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about
I
us-
don't
they
like
just-
Ryobi.
You know?
I don't like them either.
I've got a
DeWalt.
Ryobi
Okay.
weed eater, and that's like, it's okay at best.
Is it their 18-volt 1 Plus or is it their 40 volt?
No. It's the
I love
gas
those.
powered one they still have.
Just
Oh,
throws
yeah.
it out
Just
like
like
that.
a
I'm
2-2
like,
cycle.
I don't
Oh, yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I go to Home Depot.
It's so
and
funny,
I pull
like
it up
you're
off
having
the
like a
shelf. It's
full
like I
on
don't
tool
know.
conversation, and you bill yourself as like I'm not really a tool guy, but
I'm not,
Yeah,
but
that's
I am
just
now.
stuff
I
you
am
get
now.
because I know the
Since-
battery. Like it's
since
a gas
February.
part. You gotta
Yeah.
mix the oil
Yeah.
and the gas. Like I don't know.
this is just a show of just
Prosumer.
crapping on people.
You sound like a prosumer.
I am not even close to the word pro.
What's your word? Oh, you don't like moist. That's your word that you don't like. I don't know if I have a word that I don't like.
I don't know.
You don't like moist, but do
I
you have
don't.
anything else?
Yes, but
I
we
love
can't talk about
moist.
it on air.
Oh, yes, we can.
No, we can't. No.
You sure?
If you're thinking of
do
the
you know-
if you're thinking of the same word that I'm thinking of, I definitely know we can't say it on the show.
I've already.
I have no idea.
This just got really weird because I don't know what word you're talking about.
Well,
Because
I
I
guess-
know what word I'm talking about, and it's not coming on this show.
I guess I wasn't thinking about, I think I probably know what word you're referring to. I was thinking more along the lines of a profession, a type of person in costume.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
Oh, like a cosplay person?
No,
No.
think more childish.
More,
A furry.
No.
more
No.
circusy.
Don't. I don't. I do not enjoy them. I don't enjoy them.
Scott
Like
hates
a-
clowns.
Oh, I hate them.
Hates
Hate
clowns.
Oh,
them.
you're not a clown guy.
No,
Oh,
my
man.
God,
Hates
no.
clowns.
No.
All right.
No. It's
File that one away.
It is bad news bears. I assure you, if you come, I'm gonna go on record right now. Here we go. Are you ready for this? If you come at me as a clown, I don't know you, and I will tear you to shreds. I will rip you in half.
Okay, so like 2 years back when there was just a lot of clown sightings
Oh,
with knives.
Like in
were
Carolina
you
or
just
whatever,
on,
they were
like
like,
high alert.
Oh my God.
You just like
I was carrying.
wildfires, flooding, but clowns like
Not good.
yeah.
not good.
Yeah, there was a hatchet in my car I carried for a while.
Carried an axe to fight clowns in your car?
You come at the king, you best come correct.
Not a gun. kill the
axe.
clown from over there and axe.
No, wait, no. He
You wanna
he
get
didn't
up
say
close-
axe.
Oh,
He
yeah,
didn't say
uh-huh.
axe. Let's be clear. He said
Hatchet.
hatchet.
That's true.
Hatchet.
Hatchet.
Was it a prosumer model?
It was a cobalt.
It was a cobalt. It was a cobalt. Yeah.
The one, I
The one you
sharpened
sharpened.
before you.
Yeah, because I was gonna beat him to death with just a flat,
Blunt axe.
just a blunt axe.
It's sharp on one side, but I'm gonna turn it on. You're gonna suffer, clown.
I don't like clowns. This show got real dark and
Yeah.
really weird. Really weird.
And you're welcome.
I hate. Kinda
I'm
is
gonna
my
go.
forever moist. Really?
I'll be back.
Kinda?
Go for it, man.
That's and just. Can you
You,
get out?
you feel comfortable going and
You
grabbing?
just say you know where to go.
I do. There's not
This
any
show
clowns
is
back
just
here, are there?
I'm gonna take the time to open up
Off
beer number 2.
the rails.
It is. But
I'm out
it's
of
the best
water.
kind of show.
I'm out of water.
Yeah, you're not a real person.
Wow, that's really hurtful. What else did we say we were going to talk about in the description?
No, I mean that is the description. I definitely wanted to ask him about equipment that he shoots with, workflows, all that kind of stuff. So it's at least a little
You
more
were going to
content related.
show everyone your stats on your digital well-being app.
Oh yeah, that's not great.
Digital well-being.
Yeah,
I have purposely
s-
not downloaded that app because
It's-
I don't want to know.
Well, so on the Pixel 3, it's automatic. It's just there. I spend way too much time on. So I got rid of Twitter. We did the No Social November,
Yeah, I didn't.
and I failed
Cheers, brother.
miserably with Instagram. I enjoy Instagram. So I think they said that the average
We either
consumer.
missed or that was the lightest.
Consumer
think
or
we missed. Let's do
prosumer?
it.
Shut up. The average consumer opens their phone 52 times a day,
Okay.
just because.
So what's your stats?
82 today.
82.
82
Oh,
today.
is it?
Do you have a
Is it
timer?
on
Like,
there?
how long have you been on your phone today?
3 hours and 55 minutes.
So 4 hours. Yeah. So I downloaded the Moment app.
Oh,
and put
yeah.
Moment on my iPhone.
Wait,
and
so-
I made it about a month, and then I erased it instantly for how terrible it made me feel about myself.
Yeah, so I have been on.
Because I'm like 4 hours a day.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Now I'm collecting content, watching content, monitoring
I feel like you
content.
have to though. I got
But still.
205 notifications.
Oh, I don't have anything. I have no notifications on.
Well, here's my thing. It's like I
Notifications drive me
thought.
insane.
I thought
Yeah.
No way.
mine's 205, and I thought I had most of them off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Uh-huh.
I don't let emails. I don't even let.
I don't let my
bodies
emails-
Of, I don't even let the body of a text hit. It's a name. That's it. I don't even want to know what it says.
Really?
I'll get
you
to you
block
later.
all of that.
All
So
of it.
mine is.
Because it's a constant vibrating distraction. It's a twitch that interrupts your ability to focus.
So,
create,
yeah. Oh.
So his wife,
stay on track.
his wife and my wife, we have this group text amongst, it's the two of us and then our wives. And there will be times where like I'm trying to lay down and go to bed. I have the phone on the end stand next to me, and my phone starts blowing up because my wife and his wife are just giggling like little schoolgirls, just texting each other back and forth. I'm like, what are you doing?
Literally stop.
Yes,
Just
drives me insane. So I'm with you.
There's no way. Yeah,
The
that would
more
drive me
I
nuts.
get into technology, the more I actually don't like I don't like phones. I just don't. I don't like talking on them. I don't like the ease with which I can be gotten a hold of. In case of emergency, fine, I get it, but
hour and 22 minutes a day on Instagram.
so I don't think I've ever spent an hour and 20 minutes on Instagram. Period. In the lifetime that I've had the
Mine
app
was
on
just
my phone.
today. So, in fairness,
Yeah.
I love Instagram.
I do too. Like
I
it's,
love.
I
it.
can't
my favorite
find
platform. My all-time favorite platform.
I can't find the in on it. It just doesn't click with me.
I don't even
I
want
just
to
don't
know.
get it.
a lot of time on Instagram.
Yeah.
I like
A lot of-
My,
I've done
but
a
my,
lot of
so my
time
thing
on
is, and you know
Instagram.
this, we have a lot of meetings where we work.
I've posted over 1,200 times.
Wow.
Really? I don't think I've done that.
Now I started like in 2014. I probably been
Okay,
running
so that's
for,
like you were there.
Yeah, I was there
early.
early.
I'm at
Yeah.
348.
Cracked 1,000 followers this year.
Yeah!
Yeah,
It's like a professional do.
like a prosumer.
Mine is Twitter. I like Twitter.
So I
like
I
it.
don't miss, so with no socials,
Yeah.
I don't miss Twitter one bit.
Really?
Not a single solitary second.
I don't get down on
I
Twitter.
missed Instagram
love
a
using
lot
Twitter.
because like I started right after I said I'm gonna do no socials. Like I was really getting into like the Lightroom and the photos, so I started following a lot of photographers, talking with them and just
Yeah.
getting hints and
Yeah.
like tips and tricks and this, that, and the other. And I was like, oh man, like I want to ask them questions like, what do you do in this? Like when
Yeah.
you shoot a portrait, do you do or
Yeah.
And they give me tips and tricks.
To start with, learn the term other than just like that's not a real photography term.
Is that what they told you first?
Yeah.
You have to start enunciating.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that they said.
Yeah.
They told me to read a book.
Instagram is like a village, you know.
Yeah.
It's a community. That's
It's
what
a community.
Yeah.
Takes a village.
I really like Instagram.
I love Instagram.
I don't do
bad.
Reddit. I
It's-
don't
It
do
is my
Reddit.
favorite. It's
Yeah.
my favorite one.
I don't do Reddit.
I read
and,
it. I Twitter.
and I don't miss Twitter one bit. Not a second this month, especially with everything earlier this month.
Like the one that I legitimately don't think that I could survive without is Reddit. Like legit.
I could.
Well, and it's halfway defensible because so I've got
Do tell.
so I've got like a bunch of Reddit stuff that I get on the side that is like, oh, here's Greg after hours having fun, but then there's a bunch of like professional related programming and development and DevOps and all that kind of stuff for my job that I actually do, which is now blocked because of the latest security tool. I don't know if you got it on your laptop yet, but I can't get there. Drives me nuts.
You can't get to Reddit?
Can't get to Reddit. Can't get to forums. Forums.
Like, legit,
Forums.
like, any forums.
Forums. Yeah.
What?
If you haven't gotten this tool yet, just you wait.
Well, I'm on a Mac at work, so.
You'll get it. Eventually.
Mm.
Anyway, Ben stopped by. Ben, welcome to the show. Don't buy a slate. That's all.
Ben, evil Facebook, no Insta. Like, I hate that Facebook owns it.
Yeah.
I do, a lot. And I don't Facebook. I don't like Facebook. I don't enjoy Facebook.
Facebook has a
Facebook
really fantastic way of buying companies that, like, if you don't like Facebook, you see them snatch up this company and you're like, ah!
Like
Right.
Instagram. So like
Instagram,
when you-
Oculus
when you-
was my other
when
big
you
one that
go
they bought.
to-
That
So you'll
makes me so
spend
mad.
30 minutes on Instagram, and then I'll just hop over to Facebook to go look at the same
I don't have
content.
Facebook.
Look at the same exact content.
Right, that's what people
Sure
do. I don't have Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't Facebook anymore. I'm off Facebook. Deleted.
You got off Facebook.
Early.
I mean, well before Cambridge Analytica. That was
the final, like...
No, I thought you were off before that.
No, so there's a deactivate, and then there's a delete.
Oh, so you.
So I was
deactivated
deactivated,
yours. Yeah.
and then I just straight up was like, nope, delete, nuke it for more.
I don't even know. I have no idea how to even log into my Facebook. I think I have a Facebook still.
Facebook.com.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know the credentials to be able to log in at all.
Hashtag expert tech guy.
Hashtag murder was the case that they gave me.
Wow. Yeah. So I really like. So the digital well-being app was just a disaster for me. But again, going back to, we have a lot of meetings.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of Skype meetings.
Yeah.
So I just start to peruse.
And that's my Reddit time.
Multitasking. Probably
Cool
should
stuff.
admit that on the internet.
Your boss is watching like, oh, really? That would be so funny. So
about backfire.
let's reel it back in and talk about content again, because I'm super curious about, like, I know that you're a Sony fan. So
Yeah, I'm a Sony guy and an Apple guy.
Okay, so what,
Yeah.
like,
Hang on, I'm
talk a
on
little bit
Instagram
about,
right
like,
now.
what type of equipment that you're using to shoot on, like, what does your editing process look like, what's your
Right.
whole workflow?
So, my personal camera is a Sony Alpha 68.
Okay.
It's nothing to write home about. And then I've got a GoPro Hero 4. That's
Okay.
my second camera.
Yeah.
And then and this Apple 6 Plus S 32 gigabyte model.
32.
Wow.
Don't look too slow because it's just tearing ass around the room. It's so fast.
I know, right?
And then I've got.
I'm surprised they let you take that out of the museum. That's
Wow.
really
It's,
impressive.
I think I have OS 9 on it. It's got but at work we've got a Panasonic Lumix GH5,
Okay, yeah.
and so that's
a dope
been
camera.
really, really strong. That's been
Yeah.
really great. And then I mean I've got a Blue Yeti at
Yeah,
home,
yeah.
but if I really want to sound good, I use analog mics I've got a tube
Okay,
an
yeah,
art studio tube that I run through.
That's true. So you
audio
probably have like
textbook.
all this equipment left over from
And being
from
in
music
bands.
career.
Yeah, so I've got
that helps a lot. I bet.
yeah, so especially on the audio side.
Sure.
So I've got 2 Shure SM58s,
Okay.
I've got an SM57. Then I've got a couple odds and ends mics, and then a Yeti, and I got the I forget what I got another blue one that stands on its own. I can't remember what it's called.
The snowball one, or like the
No.
little.
The one that sits in a cradle and it comes up and it looks like an old time. It's got a ball on top.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I
Okay.
forget what that's called. And then I've got some film cameras. I've got an old Minolta. I've got 3 Yashicas, some Electroluxes. I probably still
Wow, you
have
got some old names in there.
9. Okay, so when I started school,
Yeah.
I went to film photography school at Ohio State
Wow.
in the late 90s. And then
Like, late night. So film.
film.
Like,
Yeah, I turned in my homework on slides.
Wow.
Printed slides, and you had to put your name and what was the top on every single one. So you wrote your name on a physical thing, and then the teacher would look at it and give you a grade. And you turn them
Wow.
in a sheet.
Yeah.
Then this thing called Photoshop was picking up steam, so I changed majors and I went art and technology.
Wow.
So, but anyway, so I have a ton of old tech,
Sure.
and I still do all of my audio recording on a 2010 G5 Tower
Okay.
with the DVD RW.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It's
G5
got
Tower.
4 FireWire slots on
Oh
it.
my God.
Yeah, I still record on it. I think it's a tank.
1394. So first of
Yeah.
all, if you've never seen a G5 Tower, they're huge and they
Stainless-
weigh. Oh my God,
Stainless
they weigh
steel.
So much.
They're like this big.
They are.
I can't upgrade it
Without
past
question.
1010.
Yeah. You're for sure end of life with
Yeah.
those. So
It's coming.
back in the day, I used to be Apple certified and got to work on like the GH5 towers
Yeah.
or the old GH4 towers and stuff like that. Either way, the case itself is by far the coolest, like full on desktop.
So well
Imagine
built.
if they did like the same type of all aluminum unibody type of treatment, but at a desktop level. I mean, it is a dope looking desktop, but they are heavy and expensive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like if you recycle one, you would get like $70. Like
Yeah.
it's like a ridiculous amount of technology and metal and
Yeah.
and stuff.
But
It
I
still
mean,
runs.
so
Oh, it still
yeah.
runs rock solid, and I've got 2 terabyte drives in it, and it's got my entire digital life since like 2001 on it.
Wow.
Like the contents of one of my first iMacs is in there, like the blue monitor tube back body one. I had one of those.
You had one of
Wow.
those.
Still do.
Yeah.
It's in the
Yeah.
basement.
Nice.
I still need to pull the hard drive, bring it over here, so
Yeah.
we can defrag it and
Yeah.
pull some data off of it. But you know,
Whatever scary stuff is on there, right?
Can't wait to
it's
see
actually
that.
just all my papers from college that
Yeah.
I'd like to have back.
Nice.
Sure it is.
Hey, it's not going in my server. It's going in yours.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm not hooking up to my network. Your network.
We'll keep that one offline for sure.
Air gapped.
So what, man? So do you still like shooting on, or I guess leveraging all the old technology more, or do you like kind of the modern convenience stuff?
I mean, the modern convenience stuff is amazing. I think, I mean, as creators right now, we live in this interesting pocket where you can get a 4K camera for like nothing.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you think like, I don't know, like 2010, when you'd watch the Cleveland Browns on TV, CBS...
Watch them lose?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you watch them lose in standard def because CBS didn't have enough high-definition cameras.
Yeah.
And then here we are, like, I mean, this is better than what CBS used to film
NFL.
eight years ago.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
professional men's tackle football team with.
Yeah.
You know, like, so now what my process a lot is we shoot in 4K and I'm able to crop video
That's the
and
big one, man.
digitally pan and be like, oh, this looks, you know, so if you frame it perfectly, you scale it down to 50% and you upload it at 1080p. But, you know, now you can be like, well, now I will digitally dolly in just with 2 scale, you know, like keyframes, or I will pan across. And so,
Like Ken Burns style.
yes, I can do all these Ken Burns effects with no lens motion, no aperture changing, and you can just simply take, take a shot, give yourself way more room than you would ever know, knowing that you can pan around in it, and you're not going to lose any quality.
Yeah.
You can't blow up video, right? So, so
even 1080 now shows its age if you try and do any cropping in at all. It's like
and
instantly.
even at certain ISOs and certain light settings, it's pixely anyways.
Yeah.
So we shoot in 4K no matter what, and then that gives us it. It's kind of weird because it allows you to be a little more sloppy.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, I'm not worried about what's on the outer frames because I'll just put it at 53%.
Yeah.
And now it's perfectly framed up. So every time I'm editing, I'm perfectly framing it every single time. And then you can get multiple camera effects in one shot. So if I'm shooting like this, right, I'll say one thing, and then as I take a breath and I'm about to say like my next thing, I'll crop in and move it over. So it looks like there's a camera here and there's a camera here, and you get a fake 2-camera shot from the same 4K footage because you're ultimately only going to be watching it on this in 1080. Or worse, 720 on Twitter. So you can shoot, now they make 8K that you can scale down to 4K, so, but at the price level, especially if you're used to working on old technology, where you're used to getting away with, skimping by because all this stuff was so expensive, you're able to get much higher level results out of these little tricks.
I didn't think of that trick about taking the breath and then moving the camera a little bit. I never thought about that.
The 4K, we've talked about jumping to 4K forever.
A lot. I film 1080p 60 frames a second.
Yeah.
That's typically what I film. That's just a preference. I like the look.
And that gives you decent slow-mo. If you upload at 30, you can at least go half speed. You can get away with 33%, speed and really, really get away with it.
That's probably the thing that we do the most for cheating is like most of our pans or like we'll do like a gimbal and just do like a pan around a product or something along those lines. 1080p 60 frames, slow it way down, and then you get that real nice buttery slow smooth motion. We'll do that more than we ever granted we're not really shooting in 4K, but we usually take, well, at least I do, like I've got limited space over in my little studio area anyway, so just the nature of setting up my camera means I'm pretty much framed. So but it would be so nice to have that extra resolution to be able to play framing games with.
You can get away with it on your GoPro because the GoPro shoot 4K.
Sure.
You turn off the wide angle and you get the light right.
Okay.
And you can shoot in 4K.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you just sync up your good audio. With your, with your.
Well, that's easy nowadays.
Oh man, Final Cut. Well, Final Cut does the same thing. Yeah.
I'm a Premiere guy.
I'm Final Cut. It's cool. It's better.
It's fun. I'm sure it is. I am not diehard about any tool. You can't rope me into that one. Like I don't care.
Nice try. Trying to poke the bear.
I'm trying to poke the bear.
If you told me, Windows Movie Maker was better, I'd be like, slow down there, prosumer.
Windows Movie Maker is bad. iMovie?
It's pretty good.
iMovie's pretty legit.
iMovie's way
better.
Movie Maker.
I taught iLife, the iLife suite to kids at the Wexner Center. Must have been like 10 years ago. Yeah. And we taught iMovie and sound design and everything.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Interesting.
It's good. I love it.
iMovie's like kids. There's a lot of stuff that kids are doing like in high school now.
Yeah.
A lot of our coworkers will have like high school kids, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, they're making PowerPoints and they're doing videos and they're doing." I'm like, we were still going to the library and writing papers.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's that access.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember having to go. What are the catalogs? Like what are they called? Card
Card catalogs.
Like the Dewey Decimal System.
Oh my god, I can still remember that. I don't remember it anymore, but. Kids these days don't even know. They don't even roll up the window.
Now it's like, do I GPS to the book? Like, how do I get there? I don't understand.
Right. It does not deliver to me.
Yeah.
No, you order it online, then you have your mom
Amazon
drop you off.
Prime now
pick it up.
Well, either that or you just go, I'll go get it on my ebook. Got it.
Yeah.
And still, yet somehow magically, even an ebook these days costs $300 for school.
Nah, man, you gotta be. Well, so first of all, that's blatant money grabbing. Second of all, I try real hard. I do almost everything ebook, and I wait for the sales, man. That's the way.
Well, no, I'm talking more along the lines of in college.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
textbooks,
textbooks, $300.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Well, a lot of research went into it. That's a lie.
There's also licensing of all the
Yeah.
images you have to pay. Okay, maybe not.
It's a
I
hustle.
may not agree, but
It's a scam. It's a scam. It's a prosumer.
it's all this big scam.
They're out to get you.
That's right.
So that kind of, I guess that answers my next question. Then you're a Premiere guy. Have you played with any of the other? Have you played with like DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut or anything like that?
Final Cut, yeah, but it's been a while.
So like pre Final Cut 10, when everyone threw a fit because they changed everything.
Yeah, and I worked on.
You were Final Cut 7 guy, weren't
I
you?
worked on
Wow.
what was that other system that had dedicated hardware? It was really big in the early 2000s. It was called
Was it AverMedia?
Avid.
Avid, yeah.
I worked on Avid too.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I worked on an Avid system and for a company called Diamond Mine Productions in Grandview for a while,
Okay.
and did stuff for like Sequent HR.
Okay.
We did videos for them.
Jesus, man, what
We
haven't
had-
you done?
We
I
had,
know, right?
We
Be
had
a shorter
we
list.
had Busy Bone. Man, we did Busy Bone.
Hang on, the Busy Bone.
Bone Thugs
Yeah,
and Harmony.
yeah.
Did his, I did his, so his album cover for the Alpha and the Omega.
Yeah.
I did that album cover.
No
And
way.
it was in the Source magazine, the hip hop.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That is
I have one
crazy.
JPEG of it, of a photo I took of it, and I'm like holding on to that JPEG for street cred for life. But I did
That is crazy.
did his website. We did photo shoots with him. We did his
Yeah.
all his videos on that. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me what you gonna do.
Man,
We were doing flyers for
trying so hard. not
Brian
to swear
from the
right
Verve
now.
Pipe.
Yeah.
Brian Vander Ark. I did
Yeah.
artwork for him. Artwork for Interpol.
Okay.
Flyers for them. That
You've
company
done a
also
lot.
owned the factory, which used to be in the old like the Buggy Works building, which I think was Mecca before that.
Okay.
And that's where I opened up for the Sneaker Pimps.
Okay.
And
Sneaker
you
Pimps.
remember the Sneaker Pimps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
They are
man.
total prosumers. But
We'll take that one offline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that story.
but anyway, so yeah, I've worked in some other software, but right now, I mean, I'm such a I use Photoshop so much and have for so long
Yeah.
that I've just gotten used to the Adobe shortcuts and the Adobe,
That's-
interfaces
yeah.
that I'm just hooked on it. So and if I can pay a monthly fee and get it all in one.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
you have the whole creative
Yeah.
pod.
And we've taught in the schools that I worked at, like at the Ohio Media School and even at ITT Tech, we taught all Adobe.
Yeah.
They had Final Cut there, but
See, man,
so
Adobe
teaching
or
it is just
Final Cut ended up getting us just because we started out on iMovie, and then the transition between iMovie to Final Cut is just so easy that
Yeah.
it's like, well, we already know X,
Most
Y,
of the
and Z.
keys.
yeah.
Matter of fact, I
Makes sense.
started out before I went to iMovie. I started working in. Are you familiar with Blender?
Yeah.
So
The 3D
I started-
program?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so there's a way that you can basically turn Blender into a nonlinear editor through like some menu shortcuts and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it does the trick, but it's very much much like Avid, where it doesn't handhold you at all. Like
No.
it expects you, if there's no like snapping clips together, it expects
Yeah.
like, oh, you must have wanted that quarter of a millisecond gap in between
Yeah.
clips for
Yeah.
a reason.
And
So-
Blender's a nightmare, or at least was a nightmare.
oh, it still is. It still very much
you
is.
got to know it.
Yeah, and that was matter of fact, that supercut video that we were talking about earlier, I edited that on Blender, and this was like,
It sounds terrible.
video and
Sounds like a
audio
terrible
trying to
day.
synchronize it. Dude, it was murder. It was
It was
murder
not
trying to
great,
get it to
but
work. Yeah.
so that clip is really funny.
Yeah.
Labor of love.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it was
really
definitely
was.
that.
Mostly
It really
labor.
was. And then so jumping from
There's a lot of
Blender
love
to
in that video.
iMovie and getting things like clips that snap together and multiple tracks that you can move stuff around. I was like, this this is incredible. I'm living in the future now.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I've wanted to. I don't necessarily like Apple, and I'm not really sold on Final Cut. I would love to learn a little bit more about Premiere, but man, I miss the days when you could just buy, the creative, CS4 or whatever.
And it had everything.
Yeah.
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 So right now, I think it's like 55 and change is what it costs to get
Yeah.
everything per month.
But
Yeah.
indefinitely. Yeah.
I pay $10 a month right now for Lightroom and Photoshop,
Yeah.
and 20 gigs of Creative Cloud space. But those are the two that I use. I don't, because I have Final Cut. I already paid for it. Like, I don't want Premiere. I don't need Premiere.
Yeah.
And I'm not to the point where I need, like, what is it, Illustrator or what's the other one, After Effects. I'm not there yet.
After Effects I would be interested in just because of what it enables you to do. Like, if you learn After Effects, some of the cool stuff that you can do in there. Like, a lot of the other channels on YouTube that I follow that have really interesting, animations or just neat effects that they have in their videos are all done with After Effects. And it's enough to make me go, oh, okay, if you can do that, I wonder what the skill offset is to be able to get from I know nothing to I can do something even close to that. Would be pretty awesome.
I'm hoping to get like 10% of what he can do in Photoshop.
Yeah.
And be sufficient. How long does it take you to do your thumbnails? Real talk.
3 minutes.
3 minutes? You can do your thumbnails in 3 minutes?
If that.
Wow.
For real?
So, but then again, you've got
it's an hour for me easy.
but you've got a vision.
Stop.
I swear.
You also have a template.
True.
You set it up and you run.
No, I get that.
It's
but
very systematic.
Yeah.
It's a process.
It's like the 76ers.
So hang on. This man tried to convince me one time.
Are you? I'll fight you to death on this one.
Tried to convince me one time I should lay my own carpet because, in his words, it's just a process.
Because it's just a process.
It is a process, though neither one of us know.
I didn't say I knew it. I just said it's a process.
Yes.
Logically, you are a smart human being.
Sure.
You are a very smart man.
Yep.
And so logically, if I said, hey, you need to lay carpet, what's the first thing you would think of?
Pay someone else to do it.
I would think of no.
Ding, ding, ding.
Here's what I would think of. If I'm going to lay carpet, I'm going to take the other carpet up. I'm going to take the flooring up.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk around all the subfloor. I'm going to go, does it squeak and go, or anything like that? A highly technical thing. If it does, I'm going to put a nail in it. I'm going to make it go, not do that anymore.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put the padding that I want back down. I'm going to tack the sides that I want to tack in.
It's not always how you fix a squeaky floor, by the way.
Right.
And I'm going to, hey.
That's a different process.
Still a process by which you can follow.
Ask him how he fixes his sump pump.
That's not fair.
Just-
That's not even my fault. That's not even my fault.
Do you unplug it and plug it back in?
No, he didn't unplug it.
I didn't unplug it, and I had just ate a face full of water. Cleanest water in your house, what I was told.
But it's just a process.
BS, I'm calling that one. Remember when it was
I trust the water out of my tap a little bit more than that. What runs
I don't
down
disagree. I don't disagree.
through the bedrock.
Yeah.
Into my.
It wasn't great. It was 2 o'clock in the morning.
It wasn't great.
It was 2 o'clock in the morning.
It was
I
less
had
than
water.
ideal.
I had water everywhere,
Yeah.
and I didn't unplug it, and a lot of water was coming in.
I can't say anything because I did the exact same thing with
Like
that
he's
sump
giving me
pump right
crap.
over there.
He's giving
This
me
was
crap about it.
Christmas morning, and I went downstairs for something, and there was water everywhere. And I was like, "Oh, that's weird," and I
ate it.
Yeah, I saw that the sump had disconnected from the outlet, and I went, "Oh, let me just fix this real quick." And just without even thinking about it, I just grabbed it, and as soon as I did, man, that sump kicked on. I just ate it right in the face and
you
went,
gotta take it straight to the dome.
"You idiots!" And then unplugged it and fixed it. I was so
You
stupid.
gotta take it right straight back to the back of the throat.
Yard on the jaw.
Go ham,
You know it, man.
go ham right on the jaw.
You know, man.
I have nothing else.
Yeah, I don't either. Anything else? What do you want to plug, man?
Okay.
Just
let's
go.
see.
Floor's yours. Talk as long as you want.
I can't even really plug ScottyBoombox.com. It's so outdated. It's due for a refresh. That's coming. 2019.
You almost said 2020.
Mm-hmm. Almost did. I might be.
Might still be 2020.
Yeah.
Late 2020.
That's about it. Go check out Cop Tool on YouTube. See some of our latest work.
What about socials?
And I'm at Scotty Boombox on everything. So follow me on Instagram. You can find me on SoundCloud. Everything's on ScottyBoombox.com. And that's really about it.
And you can see all that information. We have all that down in the description below. All of his socials, website, everything. So check him out. Awesome content creator. Legitimately, it's not just us blowing smoke up his skirt just because he's sitting right here. Legitimately a very good content creator. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for stopping by, man. I greatly appreciate it. This has been the Technically Speaking live experience.
I don't know what today was. Today was a mess.
It was a good show. It was a good show. A little bit of random. This was a good hangout show.
This was a good hangout show. We needed a good one.
Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for this week. Be sure to stop back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. And I'm sure we'll talk about technology. And do we have... Oh,
8.
we will not.
It's Thanksgiving.
We will not be
I don't even know if we're
shooting
gonna
a show.
I don't even know if we're going to have a show the Wednesday before. I literally just brought that up to you right this second.
I didn't even think about that. We'll talk about it. Keep an eye on Twitter, and we'll announce whether or not we're going to do a show early. It would be interesting. We will not have one on Thanksgiving, though. I'm not doing that.
I would do it
for sure.
Greg's
I won't be here.
Oh,
I'll be gone.
Oh,
So, mom, you do it by yourself.
Dial in.
Break into the house, and then
I'll do it by myself.
I know
you will. You know I would.
know you will.
You know I
you
would.
will.
It's the show about me.
Yeah.
His name is John Cena.
Thick.
Yeah.